Sitting here meditating and pondering on the ways of the world today. Thinking of my people Africa and the state of the continent today. How mothers fed their children today. As granny goes down on her knees every day and prays. How many souls are dying from causes that could be prevented? If we did have leaders who cared for us today. Oh, 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 oh. Zion and Yahweh. Zion away. Zion away. Africa rise, yo. Every 4 years, the politicians say he's your servant today. After you vote for them, they metamorphose into your masters. I say, have your say, we'll have our way, yeah. Not no strange, it's cow demon crosses. Meanwhile, souls are dying from causes that could be prevented. If we did have leaders who cared for us today. Oh, oh, oh. Zion and Yahweh. Away from your slumber. Zion away. Away from your sleep. Zion away. Away from your slumber. Africa rise. We can be great. World turbulence among the politics. Never hypocrite, lava. Never ever quit, just a little bit longer. Victory is near, they're gonna disappear.
Okay, 1212 Radio Culture.
Radio Culture.
We also airborne on iCulture TV. Welcome to this day's edition of the weekend live stream. My name is Kwesi Esun Bako, and I am sitting in here live from Studio One, USA, Texas. All right. I also have my team in Kumasi, Ghana, and together we will be bringing you today's show. It is an absolute pleasure for me to be here today, and I would like to express that in no mean terms at all. Today we have two solid interviews for you. The first interview is with lawyer Edudzi Tameklo. I'll tell you more about that in a second. Yes, indeed. As I did indicate, we do have those two solid interviews for you. In the first interview, I will be speaking with lawyer Godwin. I didn't know he was called Godwin at all. Lawyer Godwin Edudzi Tameklo. I will be speaking to him about the idea of, or the concept, or the policy of Nolle Prosequi. Nolle Prosequi. I don't want to take anything out at all out of it. I want the experts to tell us what that is. So we will wait until we get to that point, and we'll be speaking to lawyer Edudzi Tameklo on Nolle Prosequi and what is it really? Is it a tool in the hands of government to skew justice? Is it a legitimate tool to straighten justice? We'll find out more from lawyer Edudzi Tameklo. In the second interview, we'll be going up north and we'll be speaking with the Honorable Peter, my namesake, Lanchene Toobu. Peter Lanchene Toobu is the Member of Parliament for Walewale. And we'll be speaking to him about the seeming upsurge of conflict in the Walewale area. Recently, he raised concerns about this in Parliament, and we will be talking to him to find out what his real fears are, if any at all, and what are the possible remedies to this seemingly escalating tension. All this plus the editorial and also a new segment, Media Scan, where we will be talking to a media personality. I'll bring you the name in a sec. And also a map formula, the all-female segment. Before this, however, are you ready for the editorial? Should be coming to you in a second. Stand by. Culture TV, Africa, from an African perspective. Thank you very much. Good day, my name is Kwesi Son Back and welcome to the editorial. In today's editorial, for consideration, appointments are the sole responsibility of the president. All right. I am actually going to freestyle it today. I did not bring a script. I only made pointers. And that is exactly how I feel about today's subject. There's way too much talk and discourse about appointments and expectations from the president. And I know this subject has been talked about a fair bit, but I feel like I should really make a point because there's some aspects of it that we are not talking about. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about the covert and sometimes even overt threats and all of that that are somewhere simmering in the atmosphere. We're going to be talking about all of that in today's editorial. Once again, my name is Kwesi Esonbaku. Now here, let's go. So, the president has been tasked to run the nation, right? And I'm likening that to the job of a football coach who has a game plan. The president has a game plan. The game plan would have several options, which is why every coach has a bench, right? The bench is your option. If the first one is not working, you switch. Now, every good coach would not throw all their good players in the first in the startup. Somebody tell me different. These days, hey, they say coaches have all different approaches, whatnot. But it just makes sense. Even going into war, not to throw all your best soldiers up front. You have a reserve, right? Where if something doesn't happen, you still have a good reserve to fall back on. Now, people don't want to wait. There are people who are like, oh yeah, we didn't see. The other day I was watching this, and remember, I'm freestyling this, okay? So let's do this. The other day I was watching Sankophone from saying Obi and that other guy, their station, right? And they're like, oh, this guy hasn't been called. Oh, Elvis Safia hasn't been called. Oh, that guy hasn't been called. How dare you? You are the same people who were calling this president all type of. You did not have no faith in him. Now you have faith in him and want to make his appointments. How dare you? The president knows what he wants to do. He knows where he wants Elvis Safia Ankara. He knows where he wants Haruna Idrisu. He knows where he wants Clementa Park. He may want to stand by what's his name, Elvis Safia Ankara, as one of the good material that he's going to count on in case his first option fails. Could be the case. Could be that he wants him in a different area because of the experience he has already garnered in the previous government that he's been in. Could be the case. And here you are. Oh, one far away. Oh, this guy hasn't been called. Oh, people are angry. Nobody's angry. There are way too many people for everybody to be appointed. Let's get that clear. And let's stop the foolishness. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Leave the president to make his appointments. You know why? Because and I was about to drop the word, but when it hits the fan, right, he is the one with his name on it. When it hits the fan, you same people will come and say, oh, his government failed. Nobody will come and say, oh, Elvis Safia Ankara's government failed. And now let me also talk about the other constituency, if you will, of people, NDC people or NDC related people, in the media especially, throwing subliminal threats at the president. Stop that nonsense. Yes, you need some boy. You need some the president nearby. It's more personal chance. And when you were campaigning, were you campaigning for yourselves? No, that's not what you told us. You told us you wanted a better Ghana, media men and their allies. You told us all that you wanted a better Ghana, which is why you were doing all that you were doing. Now the man has come by force. He has to employ you. He has to appoint you, or else you are going to be the thorn in his flesh. Go ahead, be the thorn in his flesh. What does he really care? Come to think of it. But I don't want us to go to what does he care. Let's just be reasonable. Give the man room to operate. If he hasn't called you, it could be that you are part of his backup plan. And remember, the backup plan is as good as the original plan. You know why? Because let's say I'm a hunter, I'm going to hunt. I have 2 bullets. And I bring both bullets with me. And I fire both of them. And I don't have anything to fall back on. And there's a wild animal charging at me. Then what? And excuse the imagery, because I don't really want to fire no animals or anything like that. I'm just saying, though, in a critical situation, in a very critical situation, every rational human being will keep a bank. That's why we save money. That's why we save everything. That's why we keep nice clothes in the drawer for later. What I say, when you are going out, you don't take all your nice clothes and throw them on and step out. You put some on, you save some for later. I have shoes that I've bought for like years. I haven't even put them on because the occasion hasn't even come for it, if you will. Anyway, not to digress, but let's get this out of the way. And the final group of people I want to look at is the Apia Stadium group. Way too much has been said about him. I watched Black Rasta's piece on Apia Stadium, so I don't want to say even too much about that, except to say that to save time, I will just align with everything that Black Rasta has said. Apia Stadium, not you alone, brought President Mahama to power. Millions of people did. Now, so Biaka said, oh no, and that's also then because you went to go cut some animal's head. With that nonsense he was even doing on TV, the way he was dragging the animal, hitting the animal with a knife. We say, a Western world, and can we demo that for that? Oh, the way we treat animals. If you're going to sacrifice an animal, it is something that we cannot too much mess with. Okay, it's an idea or traditional belief into but I'm sure there are ethics to that. Okay, but this is a guy dragging some sheep dragging the ship as a person traboni comes and then you are burning who no train no dragging with all this foolishness. And because of that, you know, Yenswa a gun appointment in an farmer. You want to tell the president where you want to be appointed. Where does that even come from? Only the required is the words. He's actually giving the president the exact way of person famiko share and yes, uncle for best. Bro, what about all the other people? I don't care, man. I've said what I want to say. That's my editorial. You remember, I didn't bring a script. I just came to do this. But I believe I've hit all the points. Leave the president to make his appointments. If he hasn't called somebody, it may be the case that he has a different plan for the person. That's all I came to say. My name is Kwesi, a son back when I come in peace. I come not to please. We will be back right after this commercial break.
The Pan-African Heritage World Museum coming up in Ghana will launch its virtual digital version on its website in January 2022. It's the first museum of its kind to house the history, arts and culture of the Pan-African world. Be one of the first to register to be a member and enjoy all the discounts and privileges that go with it. Visit www.pahw.org and register.
Prosequi, aka the Lava Queen. This is my message to you from the one family. Yeah, your health is your wealth is your health. Hey, this is my health and sanitation song. We don't want no more diseases. This is my health and sanitation song. We don't want no more dirtiness. We don't want no more sickness. We don't want no more flood disasters. Mama, yes, I say, yeah, my mo, yeah. Godliness is next, oh, cleanliness. Cleanliness is next, oh, godliness. Keep yourself clean, your house clean. Keep your room clean, your comfort clean. Keep clean, wash your hands before you eat, stay clean. We don't want no more dirtiness in our community. Mama, yeah, papa, na yes, I say, yeah, brother, so yeah. Na ya nya abamode, na ya fase say, yeah, my mo, yeah. This is my health and sanitation song. We don't want no more diseases. This is my health and sanitation song. We don't want no more dirtiness. We don't want no more sickness. We don't want no more flood disasters. Mama, yes, I say, yeah, my mo, yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, this is the message from the one family. Yeah, neatness is comfortness. You stay clean, you stay healthy, you stay unclean, you stay unhealthy. A country without healthy people is a weak country. We need healthy people to build healthy Ghana.
Leak Express Music Production.
Kusankama mbako yina ya kama cheko aje sharaba. Baku aje shara inda be kama chiba. Bakuje kusa sharada bange da tekengota. Malinka ya tekengota. Besaru wangota ya wuche. Akayeru waduka na kare wa makinteku. Enaka wachi woda da tekengare mo. Da tekenza gwa naimo. Fali fe mono ni hewa le yome. Fali fe mono ni hewa le yome. This is my health and sanitation song. We don't want no more diseases. This is my health and sanitation song. We don't want no more dirtiness. We don't want no more sickness. We don't want no more flood disasters. Mama, yes, I say, yeah, my mo, yeah. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, man. The name is Queen Rookie. Eke the Lava Queen. Nyahani wafia fali fali. Ejake fali fali femo. Noni ewale yomi.
Lala News. Obes Resa.
Life is too short. You ought to smile whilst you still have teeth. We are Felanios thinking we know the facts. But the question is, do we know? Join me, let's have fun on the street. My name is Obaba Akosie Nyameche, and this is Lala News. Join me, let's have fun on the street as I come your way with my ambiguous and nonsensical questions. This is Lala News, right here on iCulture TV. Lala News will be sir.
Yemawa kwaba, Batusan Hotel. We dear, pe weni beshe, efie ni fie. Ye chia kwai wo Kumase, echesu a charkum, e kodra ben kwai no so. Wo home je hia ye nti. Ye wadabre a hot we dianai. Ye normal, standard, deluxe standard, ana executive rooms a emuwo Wi-Fi ni DSTV. Ye nkanja air conditioner, ewo room bia mu. Ye wo chef kukudama. Ye wo kono chie bia ubenya. Ye wo inshemu bia emu daho na ye siesie no abefo kwan so. Ye wo agudie mu ahodo bia kesia etumi fa nipa opipimienu. Ye wo hye mu dwo ye de ma han. Phone 0244 654458 0246 505327 and 0241 418645. The email so ye info2sanhotel@gmail.com. Tucson Hotel, FNFE.
Lala News. Obes Resa.
Mama kwaba de ba iCulture TV. Acha meka Lala News anu wajem just obes resa. Lala News.
Obes resa.
Lala News.
Obes resa.
Okay, and I say me da pono so yebusa ye ho ne say Australia hene say yen ton Ghana afana baby emfama no. Sa asem we oje ne ho say.
Australia hene na ankasa kura no. Me shede nim no so. Ono ankasa no kura ne hwan. So, any trauma now, what they had. At the Omonsa, and Australia, when I sana.
I may walk watching people san sana metimian. Twana or Betono. What Twana one much is Scana Mayana say, Scan one day a day. The American say, earlier, you know, said, Australia.
Pull up, just pull up.
Ghana, one who said Ghana pay for Pesica. In San, you know who say, I saw Banoba Ghana. Into me beside him, they say, no crow move on or talk or baby, yana.
So a bad idea, Montomano. Montomano. Then sitting in our sana. I still know person trouble that. If you know why they. Every day, or so. Me drink one and just
Sign our hands on Motanke,
oh, I know the idea, me near Bermudia. Meeting, Chile Cassin and Babua. I told Ghana, Fana baby, I found a baby or a Barbetano. One will go on any panado more quiet. I'm on quiet, I'm on cats tonight.
Yes, some credit.
It's all this capudo be bray a man penny for you. Say, Yenton of Fana baby in Famana. I ain't found out to sang against on Famano. But I ain't found out to say Entoman.
Okay, and there's a penny phone or the abdomen of Montomano.
You think say they wine
family me do me blame the anka me mom baby am my head.
Say fananka usu sanka.
Ranka oboase ho baby am black. Baby am black we won. Aha, oboase ho. Na busi afọ kakra o ranka. Ye do ma ba ko na ki aton wona mo so.
Say aka se eton wa. Eyin fananka enton mom. Enton ke ti ana se bantman na asta omo fori kroma na ara.
Yeah, baby, I'm penning for it to take, you know. I want woman.
I want a yenton.
I buy moon penning for it to take. I want side in the woman tongue. Now, Kate, your boy don't go. And I had 1 million and more good.
Say no. What is the capot waba? Yan this cano.
I'm on this Canada. So, Ghana pay for a woman, Bilisicano. I'm not a magic. I come in quad and come in.
I say, I got the tongue, I buy a tongue, I ain't fananka yenton.
to say Ghana ha baby. Me mad answer munton baby a. Baby a ye di jo. Baby MPC mpanyifo no wa no na muton de anka mepe. Amutu mu ko e Gbadagawa side de mepe.
Acho me de baby anka mpesa omuton pa ya galamsey. Baby almost say inside seno amude ya galamsey. Let me out no afele asase no. That's what the baby papa be there me plan so. Na sika ben na sika podwo ben na nka wo sanko mo de maye na. Eya sanko mo meto. Hey, sika ne de mi huru dimbo ye pesika ka sia pa mi huru dimbo.
Get right here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
So sanko mo de maye yen ton mo.
30 billion gang.
Na say ton wa papa na wo sanko yen ton mo. Yen ton ke de tia.
Me ebu kuro mu o man so. Omu tu go do amon first kan bi mle.
Yen ton mama.
Ai, ono na busuafo nyina. Mon to. Ye benya bia di pa.
Yen ton Ghana. E fan baby yen man.
Ba choy.
Yeah. Yes, I'm great.
Yen ton man.
Yen ton baby.
Yen ton baby man. This is ka say ton a yen fa na nka pusu sanke yen ton man.
Pull up, just pull up. Me dear, to me no. I can say yen ton be.
Yen ton be.
Na go di Australia for nsem. Na mo me yen yi.
I didn't na be yen kwa na.
Say, I can say me feel.
Man ka sa fi ho no.
Say ne Ghana na si akoye no. Yesu say e ho no kodi. Omo say my bi on be yen yi. Yes.
Yabahaba, equation and lubu expression and yabahaba.
La line news.
Obestresa.
La line news.
Obestresa.
La line news.
Obestresa.
La line news. Obestresa. La line news.
Obestresa.
La line news.
Obestresa. Enti pay for money briske mo to mobo.
Amon to mobo ka tro.
Amon to mobo.
La line.
Amon to tu nya ma mo so do. Yeah, black. Adai. Yeah, black. Ekwa no kwa de ekwa na ya kwa na ma kwa mo se mama ya ntwa na ma wo. Na mo se abaton ya kwa hi. Yeah, black. It's a man so we mbabo. Na tete nya man so ma he. Ni ntwa bia fa hwa ya ma no. Yes, ra no.
Lala News. Lala News. Obesresa.
Yemma wakwaba, Batusan Hotel. We dear, pe weni beshe, efie ni fie. Ye chia kwai wo Kumase, echusu a charkum, e kodra ben kwai no so. Wo home je hia ye nti. Ye wadabre a hot we dianai. Ye normal, standard, deluxe standard, ana executive rooms a emu Wi-Fi ni DSTV, ye nkanja air conditioner, ewo room bia mu. Ye wo chef ekukudama. Ye won kono chire bia ubenya ye wo nhyiemu bia emu da ho na ye siesie no abefo kwan so ye wo agodie mu ahodo bia kese a etumi fa nipa opipimienu ye wo hye mu dwo ye de ma han Phone 0244 654458 0246 505327 and 0241 418645. The email so ye info2sanhotel@gmail.com. Tucson Hotel. FNF.
All right, newsroom. Okay, thank you very much for holding. We're having difficulty reaching our guests, But we, our first guest, I should say, but we will be jumping to the second interview in which we are also having a bit of difficulty reaching the Honorable Peter Lanchene Toobu. In his place, we're bringing you an interview with a security analyst, Nolle Prosequi. Nolle Prosequi is a security analyst, and we will be talking about the Walewale situation. Welcome to iCulture TV, Radio Culture, Mr. Prosequi.
Radio Culture.
Thank you very much for making time for us today at such short notice. Thank you so much. All right. So first of all, let's start from here. To a lot of us, we hear about conflicts, up north, and that's about all that we know about it. Can you give us an idea what exactly is going on in the Walewale area?
Thank you very much, and thanks for your time to share with you with the conflict going in and around. Northern region, not only Walewale, but rather Boko and its environs. In fact, I'm really sad, and conflict keeps on going to those municipalities and those areas, and I think it's time for us to get them and also see how we'll be able to resolve the conflicts. I learned the eminent chiefs headed by Otun 4, and then Gam Manche, and the eminent chiefs have also gone to the place to see how they will be able to resolve the conflict. And if you ask me the causes or what we can do to prevent the conflicts, I would say the only way that they can prevent the conflict is to say we will not fight, or we will not fight. That's the reason. That's what they can do to, prevent it. And the cause, I believe the causes of those conflicts.
I actually don't, which is what I'm asking. If you could sum it up for me, that would be great. Because to most Ghanaians, we just may assume that we do know exactly what is going on, but may not. You are the analyst. Can you tell us what is going on there?
You see, it's a lot. The causes are a lot. You see, the conflict is a lot. I can say one could be a conflict of interest is number one, and then it's also political. It's also another, and the causes of conflicts. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's political, and then chieftaincy. So if you ask me to tell you, that's what I will tell you.
I see. And you were also talking about how to resolve it. You said not to fight, but that sounds a bit simplistic to me, though, because if there are causes, which is why I wanted to get into the causes, because if there are causes, then there should be an approach to solving the problem. It's not as simple as saying we are not going to fight. Who is saying they're not going to fight? It's not that simple, is it?
Yeah, who is not going to fight? But you see, our security agencies, you see, they don't trust our security there. That's mistrust. And then if they try to, one thing that I've also observed is that when they put our security personnel to those areas, or in any either Ashanti or those areas, they need not to spend 2 years. Because if those people, if you ask them to resolve conflicts, there's some kind of mistrust. And our security personnel, how they go about recruitment. You see, political motivation and those kind of this thing. So nobody trusts the police. We have NPP police and we also have NDC police. So if you ask me, what I would say is mistrust.
See, please explain that a little for us, because I'm a bit confused. We're talking about the Walewale situation. Now you've mentioned NPP police and NDC police. What's the connection there?
I believe you know how recruitment goes on. When you were in Ghana, you know how recruitment normally we have when it gets to when NPP wins, they try to do everything within their power to make sure they get their guys to enroll as a security, and they don't do any background tests, they don't do feasibility studies. And one thing that I think they're supposed to do is to make sure they will do feasibility studies by when you recruit or when you try to recruit somebody. What we have to do is to get to the locality or the hometown of the fellow to do background tests, whether the fellow have criminal records. We need to also go to the parents to see to it whether the fellow also have criminal record. We need to go to police station to see whether there is criminal record also. The fellow's school, you need to start from primary to university level. But ask yourself, it doesn't happen on that situation. And if I'm not afraid, I can say, in absence of...
okay, Mr. Boaji, I'm not sure if we're tackling the subject though, but I would crave your indulgence to just watch this, listen to this, please. If we had got you on the system, you would have seen the video of the member of parliament who, that's the member of parliament for Wild West, who raised the issue in parliament recently, talking about it. And I wanted to show you the clip, but at least you can hear the audio, I hope. And then you if you can, please give me a quick reaction after this video. One moment, please.
The Minister of Defense, the Minister of Interior, in a close sitting, for them to give us update as what is happening in northern Ghana, particularly in relation to the Boko area. That is now gradually becoming a Boko area, including the Walewale area. I think it's a matter of worry to all of us. But I also want to recommend that apart from the Defense Minister and the Interior Minister, we should get the two chairmen of the two regional security councils involved. The chairman of the Upper East Regional Security Council and the chairman of the Northeast Regional Security Council, for them to come and brief this House. What is actually going on? How can we come together as a nation to ensure that this matter is nipped in the bud? Pretended justice is the greatest form of injustice.
Apologies for that, but yes, did you hear did you get the audio at least? Did you hear what the member of parliament said?
It was not that clear, but I think if I can hear what he's trying to talk about, the conflict between Walewale and the Boko.
The conflict up north, yes.
The conflict up north, yeah, but I did not hear what he was trying to mean because the link was a little bit.
I see. Okay, yeah. Mr. Boaji, what we'll do is we'll find time and make sure that we have you on a better link, and we will be speaking with you so that we will be able to get down to the bottom of this. Okay?
Right. Okay.
Thank you very much for your time, sir.
You're welcome.
All right.
It is time again for the biggest Roots Reggae Festival in Africa, the Kuchoko Roots Festival 2025, all the way from Kingston, Jamaica, for the very first time in Ghana, performing live culture featuring Kenyatta Hill, son of the legend Joseph Hill.
I took a drink this morning of eternal.
Also bringing down the house from Augustown, Jamaica, is Dwayne Stevenson.
So now I beg and plead, I'm on my bending knees. Godfather, you rescue me.
Alongside the legendary reggae gospel singer George Nooks from Kingston, Jamaica.
That God is standing by.
Kingston meets Accra for a highly spiritual tango in a Kuchoko style. Oh my God, all hell will break loose and Satan will be taken hostage. This is Kuchoko Roots Festival 2025, and from Ghana, welcome your roots master, the Kuchoko legend Black Rasta with the herbalist band.
Rastaman don't go in a barber shop. Rastaman can sit in a barber chair.
Conqueror vibes, Rena, Mighty Octopus Band, Nana Nto, the Bombardier, Osajifo, Nilante, Jawai, Daddy Bosco, Ras Apia Levi, Kwame Bediako, Akle, Tona Hope, and the High Life legend Samuel Owusu from Burkina Faso. Meet Zedmu, Rasim Porsche, and Imahadu. Saturday, 8th March 2025. The venue is La Pleasure Beach, Accra. Time is 12 noon till you drop. Rate is only 50 Ghana cedis. And as usual, there will be free cocoa, kulkuli, kose, and masa to break your fast and to put you in the spiritual mood for Kuchoko Bam. And for more information, you contact 0244 499 461. Media partners
TV3, Onia TV, Onia FM, 3FM, Connect FM, Akuma FM, Black Empire Media, Prekesa Media.
Blood of the slain will never be in vain. Never. No. We don't want to see no more people dying. Zion Yahweh. Whoa. Zion Yahweh. Whoa. Zion Yahweh. Whoa, Zion Yahweh. Yo, listen, man. My name is Ja, beloved. You can call me Kwesi back when the occasion calls for it. You are watching iCulture TV. Keep it locked. iCulture TV, Africa, from an African perspective. Okay, thank you very much for patiently waiting. Sam George, will be kapao because the internet thing, all right, and our system is purely internet based, right? So one small glitch and it throws us out of gear. But not to worry, we're cutting straight to Media Scan. In a quick minute, we'll be bringing you Media Scan. Newsroom. Newsroom, Media Scan. iCulture TV, Africa, from an African perspective. All right.
So this is the new segment, Media Scan. And on Media Scan, what we basically do is we get a media person, somebody who is in the thick of things, on the ground, as I would say. And then we try to pick their brains on some of the stories that are on their plate, some of the stories that are on their radar, some of the stories that they are looking at, or some of the potential stories that would be coming in the course of the week. And for the maiden edition, I am happy to bring you brother Nana Yaujima. Nana Yaujima is from Joy News. Welcome, Nana.
Thank you very much, my brother.
How be?
Everything cool.
Nice.
Gradually, the new government is in power and they are trying to find their feet in power. So we are looking at how they are going to turn things around.
Fantastic. All right. So, Nana, what are some of the stories that have grabbed your attention in the past week? What are the biggest stories for you? Not just stories that you have covered, but stories generally that you have been following.
Generally, some of the stories that have been making waves in this country, in Ghana, have bordered on the new government that is being formed. And currently, not long ago, the Chief of Staff, Mr. Julius Debra, brought out a communique concerning government workers. And according to him, some people were picked in the latter part of the previous government's tenure, and some of these people are being made to go home already. And we understand that the Ghana Education Service has also issued some letters to some of these people who are captured under, who fall under this category of teachers, and they are supposed to be vacate their seats at the Ghana Education Service now, go home. These teachers are supposed to go home and leave their post at the moment. Also, the Ghana Health Service have also issued a communique to some of the nurses that were employed within this period, and they are also supposed to go home. So this is one issue of concern that is dominating the media space now in Ghana, and going into next week, it's expected that these same issues will come up again. Already, NPP and NDC are divided over this issue. Mind you, this is not the first time in transition that we are having such issues. Somewhere in 2016, these issues came up, but let go some of these workers. Now, a new government is in power, and they are also attempting to lay off some of these workers. Issue that a lot of Ghanaians are divided over, and people are not happy about it. Because, for instance, if you go to the Ghana Health Service and the Ghana Education to take up space in our schools and also hospitals. So if these people who are trained and they were recruited regardless of their party affiliation, how do new government go? Especially when they went through the due process before they were employed. The only excuse that government can give, which in my opinion will be if they decide to lay them down, I think for that they will be just that these people were not duly employed. Why should the government decide to lay these people off, especially when these people were trained that they are serving now?
I see. All right, Nanaya. So I'm also looking at a story that just popped up on my radar. I don't know if you have seen it too. It's about the National Investigations Bureau inviting the Bono regional chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Kwame Bafo, popularly known as Abronye, over some wild allegations that he's purported to have made against President Mahama in connection with some hoarding of money or something to that effect. Have you heard about this? What do you know about this?
I don't investigate
I'm sorry. Are you there?
Country. Now, not too long ago, we had information, or the Office of the Special Prosecutor came out and declared the former Finance Minister, Ken Oforiatta, as declared him wanted. And a major issue for discussion in Parliament. According to some people, declaration of Ken Oforiatta was not, it wasn't necessary. Others are saying it was, especially when his home had been raided by some security operatives prior to this declaration of the man being wanted. So it's a new government, and it's expected that some people that they believe have caused financial who have caused some financial malfeasance, or people that have caused the country to lose money or mismanage things in the country, and also people who were not who didn't handle the national coffers well, they will be called up for investigation. So if indeed the Bono region chairman of the NPP has been invited by the NIB, I think that this shouldn't be an issue of an issue that should bother a lot of people. I think that
on the contrary though, and yes, he's being accused of anything. He rather is accusing President Mahama of hoarding some money. Right? I'll read this for you real quick, and maybe we can hone in on that. It says, according to a letter obtained by My Joy Online, Mr. Bafo has been summoned to appear before the NIB to provide evidence supporting his claims. Right? And it says in the allegations, he said, let me see what he said again. I'll read the letter actually to you. It says, I have been instructed by the Director of Investigations of the National Intelligence Bureau to invite you to meet him on Wednesday, 26 February 2025 at the set time at Kawukudu in the Greater Accra region to assist the Bureau to investigate allegations you leveled against His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. In the said allegation you leveled during the interview on Movement in the Morning on a breakfast show on Movement TV hosted by Kweku Dero, you, Kwame Bafo, aka Abronye, alleged that President Mahama is hoarding 550 million cedis intended for the dismissed appointees for the Jubilee House. You further accused the administration of corruption in the recruitment and revocation processes. So that is what the issue really is about. He is alleging that President Mahama is hoarding 550 million cedis. Yes.
I think that the invitation is in order, because it's about time that country can say that shouldn't be allowed, because if you tune into some of our media platforms in this country, a lot of people only knowledge about things that are happening are on there and spewing whatever they want. And sometimes people smear people with debt. Just to put their name in mud. For instance, President Mahama is someone who has worked hard in Ghana's politics, and what they know what to be there. Now he's the president. So if, especially in his first tenure, there were a lot of issues that were raised against him, corruption and others. This is another clear opportunity for him to cleanse himself of all the wrongdoings in his first tenure. And I think that if there's this issue that have aroused, it's very necessary that President Mahama and all his appointees, anything that comes against them, and also become any against them now. It's in order for them for the security operatives to call these people and let them substantiate the issues the allegations that they are making. It's about time that Ghana we clean our politics and our political discourse. We cannot continue like this. So I think that it's in the right order, especially when these are allegations are all against the man, and it also borders on the national affairs. because according to him, or the letter that you just read, a government money meant for a purpose that is being hoarded by the president, according to him. So it's in order. He should be called and made to substantiate the allegations that he's been making.
And not to take it personal at all, but me, that guy personally, he's very notorious for that, and sometimes I cringe when I begin to think that these are the people who are at the helm of affairs in some of the parties that are governing our beloved country. We should bring some sanity in the system.
If you are talking notoriety, he's not the only one. There are a lot of people in politics now.
Yes.
If you hear them speak on media platforms, my brother, and I don't know why some of these media platforms continue to invite these people to talk to the public, because the more they speak, the more they confuse and convince a lot of people. Now, a lot of young people in this country believe that politics is about insults. Politics is about making the person look bad just for your selfish interest. At a point, now some it's me as a president and also be any be trimpina or you say these are things that without any backing. You need any evidence to back these issues. No bit media platforms or spreading rumors and untruths about people. And to me, I think that's not just Abronia, but going forward, Obi Obeka Sembia for being any no credit. So what's any panel ahead? So now the person should go ahead and sue the person. If it's about reporting to security agencies, the person should go ahead. And yes, I'll it will deteriorate. Especially in doing this, we should also be thinking about media freedom and the freedom of speech. Because say na assembly obi can court and I say my investigating we could be infringing on the freedom of speech of people. And the same way, even though if people spill on truths, we should make them pay for but we should also be mindful, especially and
it's a two-way street, Nana. It's a two-way street, because in as much as we are thinking about freedom of speech, we should also be thinking about people's integrity. Okay, because who freedom of speech, but you feel say the better to the point say there should be guardrails against that also. Now, before we go, let's turn the mirror on ourselves as the media, right? What do you see as some of the things that shock you in the media? Personally, I'll give you an example. I see that there's a trend of certain presenters or hype men or praise men. I don't know what to call them, but you know what I'm talking about. I see the phenomenon of presenters or more TV show or radio show, but there's somebody in the back playing jingles behind them, or responding to what they are saying, or chorusing alongside. What's shocking you in the media right now?
Chief, now the standards of media in Ghana is falling.
Radio culture.
Then you introduce yourself as a media person. Later on, especially if it's among people who are more high class in society, people that they're educated and they know they are left from right. Then you introduce yourself as a media person. At a point, there are some of the things they say about the media which are truths now. Where now what for it? Say you are in this profession. Because it's sad. People will go on air, they won't do their checks, they just start spewing anything, everything, just because they claim that they have a document, SEC. And some of these documents, I can sit in my room and cook a document and put it out there. You can't just pick these documents and speak to them. No, you should do your further checks. Share authenticity of these documents that you have before you work on it. Because in the media, you have to double check, triple check. Now there are a lot of things they check the authenticity of some of these documents we get. We have the opportunity. Now we have the right to information bill. To the authority. Information So why should we continue to just speak on truth? Now media platforms. So now now there are a lot of people on social media, bloggers, YouTube vloggers, any other because of eyeballs now or no air parenting. Because of eyeballs now or no parenting, every time these people will just pick their mobile phones or cameras, start to record, or they not assembly of PBR or just to get viewership.
Yeah.
And especially before the election, we saw a lot of them coming up.
And some of the titles shocked me. I saw this one that some guy was claiming, said Cheddar was going to get married to or was having an affair with President Muhammad's daughter. Some stupid nonsense like that. You know.
Hello?
Yes. Please go ahead. Nana. All right, we still here with Nana Yaojima from Joy News as we wrap up Media Scan for this week. Up next, we will be bringing you reports from across Ghana. And our reporters, I should say, will be coming to you in a second. Please stand by as we wrap up the interview with Nana Yaojima from Joy News on Media Scan. All right, let's go for Media Scan. Let's go for the reports after this short break. Thank you.
Culture TV. Culture TV. Africa from an African perspective.
All right. Yes, indeed. Welcome back to the show. We seem to be having connectivity issues still, but we are right now going to be bringing you the reporters, if they are ready. Newsroom, reporters ready? If not, can we go for a short commercial break while the reporters try to come in the green room?
It is time again for the biggest Roots Reggae Festival in Africa, the Kuchoko Roots Festival 2025, all the way from Kingston, Jamaica, for the very first time in Ghana, performing live culture featuring Kenyatta Hill, son of the legend Joseph Hill.
I took a drink this morning of
Also bringing down the house from Augustown, Jamaica, is Dwayne Stevenson.
So now I beg and plead, I'm on my bending knees. Godfather, you rescue me.
Alongside the legendary reggae gospel singer George Nooks from Kingston, Jamaica.
That God is standing by.
Kingston meets Accra for a highly spiritual tango in a Kuchoko style. Oh my God, all hell will break loose and Satan will be taken hostage. This is Kuchoko Roots Festival 2025, and from Ghana, welcome your roots master, the Kuchoko legend Black Rasta with the herbalist band.
Rasta man don't go in a barber shop. Rasta man can sit in a barber chair.
Conqueraja vibes, Rena, Mighty Octodus band, Nana Nto, the Bombardier. Osajifo, Nilante, Jawai, Daddy Bosco, Ras Apia Levi, Kwame Bediako, Akle, Tona Hope, and the High Life legend Samuel Owusu from Burkina Faso. Meet Zedmu, Rasim Porsche, and Imahadu. Saturday, 8th March 2025. The venue is La Pleasure Beach, Accra. Time is 12 noon till you drop. Rate is only 50 Ghana cedis. And as usual, there will be free cocoa, kulkuli, gose, and masa to break your fast and to put you in the spiritual mood for Kuchoko Bam. And for more information, you contact 0244 499 461. Media partners
TV3, Onia TV, Onia FM, 3FM, Connect FM, Akuma FM, Black Empire Media, Prekesa Media.
Thank you. Please put your hands together and appreciate that, Yeah. It's gonna get more interesting, trust me. We're having a little challenge technically, but we will go through that. Alright, time running on our side, time running fast. So what we're gonna do right now is set the ball rolling fast and quick. So right now we're gonna call on Kwesi Baku, the main act for the night. He's been around for some time. He started playing with a band called Shirin back in the 90s. From there he went into the media, done a lot with the media. He traveled to the States. He's been staying in the States for some time now. He's come out with this album. This is the first album, but he's done a whole lot of work concerning songs, reggae music. He came out with a rhythm recently that had about 21 Ghanaian artists living in Ghana and abroad riding that rhythm, which was very, very big. It went viral. It was very, very, very big. He's now come out with this album, Zion Awake, and he's done a couple of things in Kumasi. He's now in Accra to do the press launch. What it means is we're playing the songs for you, the press people, so we can get some reactions from you after every 3 songs. But what I'm going to do right now is invite Kwesi Baku, Jabilove himself here, so he tells us a little bit about the song. Please put your hands together and welcome on the stage Mr. Kwesi Baku, aka Jabilove. Jabilove, you are beloved, man. We love you. Respect in every aspect.
Respect, Santino. One love. Greetings, everybody. Thank you for coming. Thank you for making this special for me. Yes, you have no idea how it feels to be me right now, because I have something to show, and I know that I'm showing it to the right people. The media, the press, is the buffer between the artist and the audience. So to us as Komansi Musiki, and Komansi Musiki is my producers, my brand. Respect the money, Lou, everybody, one love, Yes. But at Komansi Musiki, we believe that before the music gets to the audience, we should pass it through the buffer. So that's why we're here tonight. We're here to show the album Zion Awake in its full glory to those people who are going to then pass it on to the audience. So if you're here, I really appreciate you coming. My classmates from St. Peter's, enough respect. Yes. I have some special people here tonight. And yeah, I really appreciate all of you coming. Thank you very much. And we will soon be digging into the album Zion Awake. I just want to say that as an artist, I want to say that I strive to do my best to represent my birthright, which is Africa, Ghana. Sometimes it comes across as whatever the message takes the form, but basically Zion Awake is here to make an impact on Ghana and Africa and the whole wide world. So thank you if you're here. Really appreciate you coming. Thank you.
Oh, we could do better, man. Please. Let's make it a bit louder. Give thanks. Wow. Alright. So you just heard it from the man himself, Kusibak. He's done so well, like I said earlier on. And we all need to support this brand. We all need to support. You know, this is how they become big. They reach their own vision, you know, by us supporting. And right now it's even much easier. All you can do is type the name Kusibak Jabilong on the social media, and I mean you find where the songs are on all digital stores. You can get the songs on all digital stores. And we're going to play the songs 3 at a time. So once we're done with the first 3, we will ask you, the press people in the house, friends, family, everybody here, what you think about those 3 songs. If you have anything to say it to us. If you have to appreciate the song, do it. We will love that. So that's what that's how the program is going to take shape right now. So once we do that, there will be some performances. You see Mumba right here striking all along whilst I'm talking. He's playing, finger itching, you know. So there will be some performances with Kusibak himself alongside some of the artists that he featured on the album. So we are all in anticipation to see what's going to happen right now. What we're going to do right now is go back to the DJ and play 3 songs. Once the 3 songs are played, we will come back to you and find out if you have any reaction, if you have any comment, if you have any suggestions. Yes. So thank you very much. Thank you so much. You know, and let's kickstart. So
follow me night and follow me day. Success, wisdom, follow me night and follow me. All that I ask for is your goodness and mercy. All that I ask for is your goodness and mercy. All that I ask for is your goodness and mercy.
Nice one. Fire call. Then news now.
Now what you mean the Kagu was Santaman Temuhaya Asante Regional Council of State election in a Kosua, Emma, Chimamufubi, and Hukutin and Semewa, beautiful and Semo. Sebeto Jano, somewhere in Tintafidian, so Facebook, TikTok, baby, I will be out who say, let you fly a boo among Yagro, one percent or move to do one police for you, the bamboo or mamma or mine. The Ebekaya, former education minister, Dr. Ostaya Wapaduchum. Equidina gate is more than 2 hours. Yamanem, and Untino, then 12 years you book P. Honomoy, I just say a quack of Adiano. Yanso so Yantimia, Imukai Engram, accreditation, not a form, Kakrebina, or Moye accreditation. Now, I can say general election crown, you the 1 day and our 2 general election, Aquakugua. 60 regions in India, less than 48 hours and a 2 about a now, you see there now, Council of State election there, it took me more than 3 days. Until now, at the Chaya Soka Krana, about one a corner, about one say, now a former Asante Regional Chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Yao Utu Ubimpe, and after so Nanan Cancer Bodu Ayabuafo. Aha, Nanan Cancer Bodu Ayabuafo. And after so Daniel Anafi Yamwa. Sani pay me and saying na Ekusi Akanya about one soon so told Jano. Now former Asante Regional Chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Yao Usu Bimpe, now predict or no unya a mano 49 votes. Now a mano nina dodua. Na a man in no. Na a man in 49 votes na unya yano. Na nina a I was at 53. Aha, Anna or no to me, Enya Mudu Sana. Ashanti Regional NDT Chairman, Ubimpe, yet it car Tiaduramo Enyagro. Delegate Bianya 1 billion. Delegate Bianya 1 billion.
Allegedly.
Delegate Benya 1 billion. Yeah, it's alleged. Alleged say delegate Benya 1 billion. There's 49 votes now when you know. Say delegate Benya 1 billion. Yeah, there's a 49 billion chopable cities. Na cancer board in society for you. Or also so you say or young people ni mapa. Ne bakra so yam rajebedwani. Will Muma MPP on your corner. Na Casacasa ni as a train and send an cancer board. And this Yamano Kuno Mabunu Bise or MPP in Tigado Mokako Toma Bama MPP, Amo Maba 2, Mampenifo, Mampenisuzi and Disney, in 2 MPP Nino, O Mami 2, Mampenifo. Now about one issues and so no, you see chairperson or Atante region, Eddie about one issues and so no. To just say newsroom my cradwa or more interview one no mame Asante Regional Council of State election no interview one no newsroom my cradwa or more interview one
and that's some kind of this side me this will be I feel in central for or say you from any year bia or come be answer did you made in a barrier na mpempa so ni se na ka ni nipa dumenu na edi omdi ba so mbesi aka ni bi anapa ya wi egusu ana mienu edi kata ba se o ma yomu afiri mu sa ben so na aye ka chiri enso ye dey so kata ni munti be se bomba ne se mienu na officially o ma yomu fridge ma die ni mu ja aka ni padu nti yewie no ebi adaka no so no enipa edi otwe nim 85 ana eto aba no na wo so mo ye 86 ba ko ntumi ama nti 85 ana kwa adaka no ebi ansai nti no rejected ballots nti yewie no nyodi kan na nkansa boadu ayeboafo na nyama no mo 35 Biasa enum Mami Rose Hamilton wanya bi Frederick J anya bi na ya okoko anya bi na Zadanti anya bi na Jedu kumane otoso na anya bi na Kusi Ampofo anya bi Angel Rechi anya bi na Ofruwa Adu anya bi na Daniel na afi ya mo anya ba ko Eje Bismarck anya bi ya owusu obimpe enya aduanan kron 49 votes eti okai na aboma esi okai na aboma esi aduachu num pepepe 85 ballot ni na esi eti yeja wesu ekase ene akanse no yenua ya owusu obimpe 49 votes and a winner. The electoral commission we declared Ya Obimpe as a winner, and then regional rep for Council of State.
Okay.
Na no see na ode abato no ensu sanso ebe 2 January no na afi ekwemu abi ena yaw owusu Obimpe enso so ne ntrefo di nkomo de na ate e ma sa 49 delegates ya omutumi kode ekoto abanama no nso so oda o mo ase eno nso so newsroom aye krado a interview 2 no my instant
newsroom.
Se wo ye bibia ne Nyankopon ni mu a wo ye nyeyi medi de aside di kai ama Nyankopon se ne dai wama atu ye nyina na ba ye to ye ayasomdwe de tasumenu me de asida ba ma me regional chairman ene regional executives so mo nyina me de odo ne tema ne kroye ene nkama mu ye nyina ye nibi na se wo nyame na nyame ata ye chi na ne nkudin bia ye dia de tasumenu sam de asida ba ma police regional police commander one na dwuma efo en na dwuma wa ye e de dwuma yi afa nu aba foforo na dwuma wa die no aso Asante man nyina ni. Ama ebi so ba so Ghana man nyina ni. Ye wi na me dad regional minister se. Oye enipa oye abofra no aba fofro. Wo ye test case ya. What the kind? Na me ban pa ye say nyame ma regional minister ahwodene. Said ye be ya. Enfie na sene no. Na NDC ya peja chance de tie. Me dai na 247 to be wase. Enyuma pa. O man pani mama ye na santimam. Na MPP ba ye. Wo man nyuma ni nyina. Me penso na me regional chairman. Ana wo pani mama ye say nyuma ni nyina. And now me be ka regional chairman ho. Na na kwesi ho no. Ye de kabo mo ne kroye. Aba ko man pani mama ho. Na nyuma biara. O yes o be na santimam. Na MPP for ba ye wo man nya no. Ye de kabo mo ne kroye. Yes say no tumfo. Na mpuntu ni akoso. Aya santima ye. Na ka Ghana man nyina me dem ase bebre party man mo behia nyame ka mo nyina mo me dem ase me yi mo aye se party man mo behia mo anyimi boni aye nyame hire obi bia bededa me da obi ase.
Okay.
Any eno na sidia na yetu fa se ko bi Christiamo wutu ani se mo jebum ene yare ba ko atia tese wo my Ghana mu hadom enye cholera eyifi ifi na de cholera yarewa eba eno no etisi usu a sebe o ne na wo fe na medical abo Ashanti regional minister ya pawo no foforo kra Dr. Frank amwako hene mebo na basu yi pa cholera yare yi ba ye yi wone adwadifo nka bomuku e wa Ashanti region ye ma menom ehia chese udru kumasi kineti a into rubber ba kokra se da ho se wo behu sachet water ai sachet ibi se da form bi any baby abi dru bia.
Okay, Justice, yeah, I'm wrapping it up in terms na yeah, I'm say you're running behind schedule. Some of our guests are waiting in the green room. Yeah, I'm wrapping it up quick. Nah, Yanko.
Oh, okay.
That the current cholera outbreak began over 5 months ago in October.
Cholera cases, so far you recorded 719 confirmed cases. Now you move 49 and sabi omonum atwara nanum e won siedo enunti no say newsroom aye kradwa cholera story no interview one no omoma e wobra na kwabra mitakando e kasa no.
That West in the Greater Accra region. The Speaker, since the outset in October 2024, it has unfortunately spread to other districts in Greater Accra and 4 other regions, namely Central, Western, Ashanti, and Eastern regions. The Speaker, as of 13 February 2025, we have recorded 145 cases, 719 confirmed cases, and unfortunately 49 deaths. In all 5 regions have reported cases since the outbreak began. These are Greater Accra, Central, Western, Ashanti, and Eastern regions. Mr. Speaker, it is worth noting that the situation is improving, with active cases now concentrated in the Central region only. Mr. Speaker, allow me to elaborate on the situation in the Central region. This region has been particularly affected by the current outbreak, with significant number of cases reported in recent weeks. The district of Agona West and Efutu have been particularly hard hit. In the past week alone, these 2 districts reported 133 cases, 23 admissions, and unfortunately 2 deaths.
Okay, so that is the situation. Thank you very much, Justice. So the reports me in some way are brain. Yeah, but that was CP. Nah, I think that Gerhard has got off the connection to Gerhard is incredibly difficult. Anyhow, thank you very much, Justice. You better next week be on with more reports. Why? Moni Juma.
Okay.
All right. So in a quick minute, we'll be cutting across to the showbiz update, and with that, because we are kind of running behind schedule, let me cut straight across. If my man Synergy is ready, we will be going straight to there. But newsroom, can we get ready for showbiz update? from an African perspective. All right. And without much ado, let me cut across the studio to Mampontain Kumase and reach the man called Synergy. Synergy, what's up? Synergy.
Yeah, Ross, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yes. Please take over. It's your show.
All right, then. Thank you so much, Raz. See back home. Now I'm sure I've gotten the name right.
Why lucky?
All right. Yes, yes. OBBB Tiasumprenu. Nice one there. Going straight to entertainment worldwide, and today we will be looking at 3 stories and 1 massive interview regarding the demise of our very own in this creative industry, which comes to us as a hit, a very hit, and definitely that interview will come on whilst we have our guests in the green room waiting for us. But before that, I would want us to go straight to the first story coming from Walewale.
So let's do this. Synergy. Hold on, Synergy.
Okay.
Since you already have your guest in the green room, why don't we start with him before we lose him?
Okay.
Right. We start with the guest.
Let's go straight to that
right now. And then, I'm going to stay on this story because Mauli Semevo, who we are talking about, was also known to me. He was a classmate of mine, and so I'm going to stay on this part of the segment as well. Okay.
All right then. Then let's quickly
what's going on with your camera, though? What's going on with your camera? I'm not sure what's going on with your camera. Fix that really quick and come right back. Okay. Let's fix that real quick. All right, Bismarck appear Synergy. Take it away.
All right, then let's go straight to this one as we have our guest right there. But before we go to our guest, I want us to watch this video. For those of you don't know what we are up to and you don't know what we are about to do, it's about the late Mauli. And as I already said, this one comes to us as a hit, a painful one as such. And this is what I have for you before we go straight to our man right there in the green room. Let's go. All right, there. That is Mauli. But I wouldn't have much to say about that. But we go to our guest to give us as to how this news, Ghana and everybody who has been a fan of, this season, this series, and Casa called Jolo. And some of the works he has done for us in this creative, how some of us, we grew up to know him, the love and everything, the way he talks sometimes, the role and everything. But to do this with us is Fantiman. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, boss.
I hope everything is right at your end.
Charlie, it's as calm as where you are.
Nice one there. Glory be to God. Today, we have you on the line to have this discussion with you as to the kind of relationship and how everything turned out to be. A side note on Thursday, as the news reached everyone, the demise of Mauli. First of all, I would say, how do you see this man? In one sentence, how would you describe him?
I would describe him as peace. Very peaceful.
Okay.
Very peaceful.
How has your relationship with him been? And since when did that?
In fact, I've known him since 2003 as a senior actor, as an academic from the School of Performing Arts, as Ras Kwesibaku said. You know, and in fact, I said peaceful because I've never seen him angry. The last time I saw him angry was when some few members were late for rehearsal. He is up to task anytime. I mean, he's not in for money per se. At the time when they were in the arts, it was more for education, for entertainment, and the practice. It's like art for art's sake. It wasn't art for money's sake, you know. And then again, since he was working as a public servant, you know, at the National Theatre, I don't think money was an issue, but rather outreaches and education. Now, to speed you up, he's been on retirement for the last 3 years, but guess what? He's been all over the place, being hired by all walks of production houses, even with adverts and stuff like that, you know. And currently, he and I are in one big production house, Bamboo Center, right, which is being managed by Chief Moment. We've been traveling to France, to so many other areas, pushing the Mansa Musa, you know, theater series, and he's been, a major block in this movement or journey that we, has begun like 10 years ago, and we are in a rehearsal to hit the National Theatre, as in 15th of March. We did the show in December, and we in fact, the whole National Theatre was filled to capacity. And so this is like a repeat. And so 2 weeks ago was the last time we met at rehearsal. And we started rehearsals last week Wednesday. And so I didn't see him again. And then Friday, last week Friday morning, the incidents happened in his house at Adenta Housing, at the last floor, when I think the news we gathered was that there was an electrical issue. And so the living room caught fire whilst he was sleeping. And so the little brother in his room opened the door and realized that, the depth of the fire. He shouted and rushed back to his room. So he called his big brother, which is our own, Mauli, from his room. And he has kids also in the room there, sleeping in another room. And so I think out of that, he had to just rush out to open the main door. So he rushed through the fire. You can imagine this in his boxer shorts, and look at the nature of man, just to protect the kids. He didn't even think of himself, So the very first thing that came was to open the door, and he caught fire, the whole body. I mean, I think the Brent Foundation, person came and then did the first public announcement that our brother has been hospitalized with, 40% of the body burnt. And my brother, you just don't want to know what has happened within the space of a week, And so when the thing happened on Friday, some of us didn't get to know until Saturday evening. So there and then, we all joined an association, which Ras is even there, ALUSPA, Alumni of School of Performing Arts, And so some of the elders on the page got to me, because we are more or less like the young ones, interim executives. Then we put together a Momo number, and was certified by everybody. And then we started gathering money, because we were told that at where he was at, what's the place? Ridge Hospital, they were spending close to 12,000 a day from just Sunday, that Friday that he was sent there. And when he was being sent, he was alive, and lively until they got there. And then I think he felt a bit unconscious. And since then, they put him on life support. And somebody that had the body, even though it was burnt black, just after 3 days, all the portions that had been affected, began peeling off. Yeah, and then with the life support, they tried to, resuscitate him. At a point, he became very stronger, started moving legs and hands, and so we were all hopeful that things are going to. And Ghanaians have been so massive, from just my point of collection, where we use the Momo, and we started the contribution from the alumni page, and then gave it to Edinam to also broadcast it, and then the media houses got it. I can proudly tell you that we did well with Ghanaians to get about 75,000 Ghana cedis to be able to at least sustain our brothers, hospital, the medication and stuff like that. Senior sister Akofa Jani was also doing some collection. And so we've been back and forth trying to, put things to really protect our brother. And then again, funny enough, we shamed money because people were contributing, not even from my end. People were going to the hospital to give as high as 40,000, 20,000. So we knew that we had shamed money. All we're expecting was that he would come back and they would look at the aftermath. And just the day, as you said, the Thursday morning, I mixed my lecture. I didn't go for lecture. I went to the banking square to open a new account because the money that were coming were becoming a bit overwhelming, and I couldn't hold it. So with consensus, we agreed that we open an account and put all the monies there, whilst I and other few people will monitor how the monies come out. And then when he comes out as a victor, we'll just do the transfer of ownership to him. Just to hear in the evening after I had gone to hustle, paying this amount into the bank account, he couldn't survive. But then there was an underlying situation, which not everybody knew. But I knew that, I think from Wednesday, he was going off. And so the idea was that they would want to rather transfer him to Kolebu. And in transferring him to Kolebu was also dicey because the doctors didn't want to make any mistake. One, he was on life support. Two, he couldn't wee-wee. He couldn't, pass out, urine. And you can imagine what was happening to the kidney. And from there, it affected the lungs. And then now the brain was also shutting down. So some of these things, my brother, you can ask yourself, if he's going to survive with all these things, how do we even get to, the aftermath was going to be a very, precarious situation. So, in fact, I would say maybe God has intervened. It's a sad situation, but this is where we find ourselves.
Wow, that I don't know what to say, Kwamina, Fantiman, but you and I both are mates with Mauli. We know him very well. We know him more than most people, I should say.
Yeah.
It's very sad news, terrible news. But at least at this point, we reflect through our pain, through all that we're going through, to look at the quality of his being. Mauli Semevo. Who was Mauli Semevo? I like I said, I knew him from the master's program, right?
Yeah.
We were the second batch, I think, of the master's program when he started at the School of Performing Arts.
Yeah.
And I sat in the same classroom with him. But before that, when I sat in the classroom with him, I considered it a huge privilege because before that, I had been seeing him on screen. Mauli was one of the pioneers when it comes to screen acting. I mean, we know that before there was the boy Kumasenu and all those other movies that Kwame Nkrumah, champion. But in the revolution of the movie industry, Mauli Semevo was one of the pioneers, or is one of the pioneers of what we can call the movie industry today. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, you are. You are. Honestly, just to have said this, everybody that knows, like you said, Harvest at 17. That was a movie that broke, that ice, that the generation, of you and I began to realize that, oh, wow, there are young ones out there who are doing so good. And imagine that he is from the School of Performing Arts, and then into the industry, which is the vision that, this school was built on. That we train people to go into the industry.
Exactly.
And this man has never followed money. It has always been on the point of educating people through, theater experience. I have the chance to go.
How do you remember him? What are some of the things you remember about him most? I remember he used to. We used to make jokes about the Ewe accent, right? And
yes,
he would demonstrate it. Like once when we made a joke about, the Ewe accent, the names, all of that, he would actually stand up and demonstrate it, with characterization and everything.
Exactly.
He was such a stickler for like you said the only time you saw him angry is when it was a situation with somebody being late for
the situation. Yes.
For punctuality. He understood what theater is and what goes into making a successful production. He was just fun to be around, wasn't he?
I think a word that I would like to use to describe him, he was selfless, a teacher, so assertive, so focused, and so kind, ready to teach, ready to come down to your level as a human being. The only time, like I said, and guess what? My encounter with him in Germany for just 10 days. Oh, God. By the time you wake up, he's left for the theater space, began putting together things that we will need. So by the time you get there, you are ashamed of yourself and wouldn't repeat that the next day. And it is after the performance that he will make a meeting and tell you that we don't do things like that. So next time, set your alarm, wake up, and oh man, Maoli.
Did you work with him on a production in the School of Performing Arts, apart from you traveling with him and all that?
Exactly.
Did you ever get the opportunity to work with him on a production at the school?
Ras, you have no idea. Guess what? Maoli came back to do, I think, something. He came to do a course, something. So I chanced upon it. That was when I was doing my master's. That was 2014. I was doing my master's in theater, technical theater, sound design. And guess what? My final work, I reinterpreted The Marriage of Ananswa as a musical. And so from my standpoint, yes, I composed, let's say I got about 32 pieces of songs out of The Marriage of Ananswa. So I didn't want to go beyond the composition, but I needed to perform it. It was Maoli who stood in to do the directorial part for me. And so we go way back. Right now, I'll be honest with you, all of you have scattered all right. But I'm sure when it comes to anything, Maoli will call me first. And so that is the reason why it's like magic. When Mr. Ave told me, Juju, we need to do something, right then, Raz, Mr. Ave put in something, I put in something, and it has become like I'm possessed to want to make money just to take care of our brother, And so since then, he would invite me to National Theatre when he became the acting artistic director for the Bibi Groma at the National Theatre. Anytime there was anything to do with music, he would recommend that, Juju, could you please come? And he would become, as a director, sit in and even learn, and would tell me that it is me that has made him confident to even say that he can sing in any performance. And so he's also learned from me. But I have learned a lot, as in what life can give.
What do you remember about him most? What as in an incident, in a situation, a little story that you can tell us about, something that you remember most about Maoli Semevo?
Oh, like what I'm trying to put across is, even off the theatrical space, Maoli will even go beyond giving me a gig. And I got, I think, 5,000 out of the gig. I was giving him, it was something that didn't even bother him. It was just him kind of introducing me to a theme for a job done. And Raz, I was giving him 1,000 out of it. He said he didn't need a penny out of it. He's only trying to push the agenda to people that there's a good person like me who is into compositions for film, for radio, for all. I did what I could. The only thing I could do was to buy a shirt and give him, And so my encounter with him, Raz, I don't know how to describe this, but like an archangel that I met, somebody who was so selfless. Anytime he sees you, he's so positive, whether he has problems or not.
Is it did he leave behind a wife and
Well, in fact, this is a very big thing you've asked. I'm yet to know. I haven't known that side of our brother. I haven't at all, but I hear he has kids. And so, to be honest with you, I'm yet to meet the brother who also got bent but is alive, and those children. And so when we go back to our page, we will have to do a lot of discussion that the money, definitely we will have to use some to help, bury our brother, in a way that is so befitting. Then the rest of the money, maybe some will go to the Burnt Foundation that took the initial, trouble to take him there and stuff. And then maybe if there are kids, the rest go to the kids in the name of maybe an account opening, or we buy some treasury bills for them or whatever. Those are discussions that I think we can have on the page to see where these money will go.
We can buy treasury bills now. Oforiatta is not in.
Of course. On the lighter side, yes.
On the lighter side. On a very light note.
After all, JDM has already begun, doing domestic bond with Ghanaians, and so you are right to have said that.
Anyway,
and so this is where we find ourselves.
Like I said, I saw him as a role model, right?
Exactly.
And Jifa Gomasi, right?
Yes.
These were people who were out there in the spotlight before we went to the School of Performing Arts. When I sat in the same classroom with Jifa Gomasi, I would turn and look at her like, oh,
10 times.
I would think myself. Seriously, because those times when that movie seen easy said no, it was a big deal to be on screen.
Exactly.
And she was there. And then later on in the master's program, here was Mauli Semevo, huge figure in my opinion. And I was sitting in the same classroom with him, had the opportunity to share lectures with him. And it's a master's program, so it's not like you are sitting down and being fed stuff. This is a program where we would sit around and toss ideas around. So I got to experience him a lot, and I'm just lost for words. To be honest with you, Fantiman, you've done a yeoman's job. I have seen what you've been doing on the platform. I do apologize. I've been a bit not too connected, I've been a bit distracted. But I've seen the work that you've put in.
But Raz, if I do it, I'm doing it on your behalf as well. I know who you are. And so I'm not perturbed at all. I mean, I don't know where that energy came from. Pushing, just to share money. And here we are. We just got to know that it is not about money, rather, but it's about faith. If our brother can hold,
it's a big lesson. It's a very big lesson. With all the money that you were able to raise, now the money is still there, and our brother is
it's gone. Yeah. So Raz, before we wrap up, I think there's something still tied to something Fifi Coman did. Fifi Coman, in few weeks ago, did a dinner with a little conversation attached to it, where Mali was even there. Something as in welfare for actors.
the Fantimane Frizo, Synergy. I'm
Ras, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Take over. I was going to hand over to you to ask him any questions that you may have, but it looks like his line is frozen.
Yeah,
if it comes back,
the network. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But let me wrap this up. And then
thank you so much.
I just want to say, sir, we pray that he finds eternal rest in the hands of the Father, and we are with the family in prayers. If there's anything we can do from our end going forward, so we are very happy to do it. So may his soul rest in eternal peace. And over to you, Sinity.
All right, Ras, thank you so much. And today should have been an entertainment segment where it will be of fun and a bit of comic relief for us to have our weekend cheered up. But it looks as if it's just about time. You don't decide what happens to you tomorrow. So that is how news, keeps on changing each and every day. But it's all about our brother, our father, our grandfather, and everything that anyone could describe about him. As Fantiman said, a peacemaker, someone effortlessly, out of selflessness, did the work. Despite the challenges, the monetary issues, what Ghana has said, still he decided to do the work out of love, without chasing money. And at a point, I wanted to ask questions, but yet, no problem. If you're able to get a Fantiman back on the line again, we will still have some 1 or 2 questions relating to how our legends, when it comes to times like this, their family, their loved ones, people that give out their all for this kind of work. And I said something like that happens to them. I watch the country at large and how we all as creative can put together the support to this kind of family, how we can reach out to his family. But before that, when Fantiman was having a conversation with Ras made a statement or made a conversation clearly as to how the ever language at a point. Now, some way be not some way be as some way be as you are talking about, but as a point too, when you put it in a row, it becomes fun, it becomes lovely. You get the fun side of it, and it makes a new role. And this is how this man by name Walewale Semavo. And so also let's go and watch this particular video and see how this whole thing about the language itself, as Ras was talking about, you feel the fire. So let's go.
Do you know a break is over?
Yes, sir.
And you're walking like tortoise. You should be galloping to your classrooms. True. And the two of you, look at your hair. Hey, you either cut it or braid it. Else, I will put scissors into it. And your uniforms, very, very short. Too short. If these were the old days, I would have given you 6 lashes. Or even tear. Or Kabanto, off you go. The boy who wants to go to the toilet. You can go. I am giving you 30 seconds. If even you are a microsecond late, don't bother to come here. Quiet! Don't bother. How many of you have read Mia? I thought I told you not to come back when you exceed the time. You have spent exactly 4 minutes, 27 seconds, 44 microseconds. Quiet. If this was the good old days, I would have given you 6 lashes straight. Even 12. Hey.
There's my stomach.
As for you students, when they give you healthy and nutritious food in the dining hall, you don't like it. You rather prefer all those insalubrious foods at the canteen. And you two, where are you coming from? Sick bay, sir. Sick bird. Sick bird. I think since everybody in the school is suffering from running stomach, we must organize a marathon. Your head. No. As for you, your head needs checking already.
And this is what I'm talking about. Let me keep it on the lighter side. For some of us, we loved, this part of him can never be taken out. The moment you see him talk like this, Yana, it gives another sense of entertainment, the fun added to this whole series. Even though, Yana, you hold this language to be say essary, but necessarily, it's all about entertainment. And this is what we have lost. This is a man, he gave us this. This is the man of man described as peace. This is the man of man described as he did the work without the love for money. Any point in time, anytime, any day, anywhere you call him, he will come and do the work without asking for sensicanity. Said, no, this is the man that we've lost. And at a point, our legends, when it gets to a point like this, as I said, say if I'm able to get Fantiman on the line again, I will ask the same question. Say, what do we have for his family? As legends are this, people are paving way. When things like that happen to them, and let's go back to what happened to him and an eyewitness to the whole thing. What's transpired on that Thursday, the deadly Thursday, the unforgettable Thursday, the day that no one in his family will ever forget. Let's watch that video too.
I feel nothing, but she would like to take off. Like to take off, it was a vehicle. Oh, on Tahoe, in the bedroom, look at go in Yanni, or Lanchene Benita. She mean like a 40 freezer. Mattresses can even use fresh, more silly, more. When I only in book, only me, Annie, our transfer service. I believe it happened. It was when you look when I say, yeah, bless. Or German maintaining abolition and much cherishing, intention I ain't willing on Kunse. Or for a yato, or wine tune, she live any fee. No, let the whole motion, the natural abolition, the chola medication. Beneath any like chola medication, have a way shamo or lonely day no. KG in bedroom, so look be where last floor. The last floor, she mean living at a mataupa. Will give a much man to Bashton instead of Nilla Bashan. No, fear on the banner, the social media, and young Wally, be a brother. Philip, watching in Keleo. Any joining National Theatre, the colleagues, most of them they know.
Yes, and this is what I'm talking about. There is another brother by name Philip who says how the whole incident happened here. The Ejano said they see a top fire, but yan arrow to die in this kind of state in yana another thing. You ask yourself, say, how would yours be, and when would yours be? As to the date and time, no one can decide. And this has happened to a man, a legend, someone our paving way by in this industry. To so obviously, I have one video, but because of time, yet we see now as a function man day in and day out, seeing I see we will be having a conversation as to how our near BC are called. So these kind of stories, if time permits, we'll be sharing with you updates of everything BC away. But according to the report in the video, a nurse or more attorney to the body of the late Mawuli said in her statement that was 40%. Now for the pedia for a body, say betimi ase for 40%, tells you how na isitie to lose the hair. Ni tiri nyina or Lucy, but arreho. And I plead going out to everyone out there that you may not know, but let's keep ourselves. Let's keep our home safe when it comes to how our kitchen, the gas and other things that we use in our rooms, let's be mindful of that and pray that something like this never happens to our loved ones again. But until that, all other entertainment stories will be on hold, and we will end it over here on the death or the demise of the late Mauli Semefo, a legend in our industry and someone the love he had for this industry. Thank you so much. So Ras, if you are there, let me switch it back to you for Ras too. I think time is up. Time is due for us to crown it all for the day. And this one brings to you the end of the entertainment segment. As I said, all other stories will be able to hold on. And our next week or subsequent days, we do that stories to that. So Ras, are you there?
Yes, indeed. I'm here. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you very well.
All right. Thank you very much, Synergy. Like you said, you kind of saying, entertainment ni showbiz there. All of that. But somehow, and then but that's not a problem at all, because again, one thing I lose sight of, they said the people who make us laugh, do they laugh? This is something we should always ask about. And so one of these days we should set that as a topic and discuss it. Yes. Somebody like Funny Face.
Yes.
Right? Yes. I look at Funny Face. I look at some of the things he goes through.
Yeah.
Some of it looks stupid. But I also want to say mental health, subject be on its own.
Yes.
Which say own experience here, do not rush to pass judgment.
Exactly.
Okay. And to also be caught through a face and answer those type of things on the episodes connected to mental health. I have a lot of sympathy for such people. But Funny Face is somebody who's always making, even when he's having episodes, he's making us laugh.
Yes.
One of the days I was watching some of his videos, which was very painful, but all of a sudden I burst out laughing because he said something within that made me laugh. So the people who set out themselves, dedicate themselves to make us laugh every day, right? The comedians, the actors, the entertainers, the musicians, are they laughing? Are they happy?
That is his
are they happy? What kind of life are they going through? And do we sit down together as a nation to think about them and their welfare?
No.
Generation after generation after generation after generation.
No.
Because it's 30 years, synergy, and I love this segment because every time I get to,
also share your ideas.
Yeah.
Not as a host, but a member of this whole thing.
Basically, I'm your guest right now, but I love to, get in there with you a little bit from now. The thing is this, culture, no sure. Our culture is not one which supported or which was intrinsically like, okay, showbiz element of it, which is a paid job. Share your culture now. Me ban my bejina jom. Na me bomb sem why na me sa na ma fa cheniska out of their own free will. Sana your culture nite. Na se yenko jina baby na yenjiji obi asika na yembo ade enche no ensure that you're part of us, sir. And that up to some point, we had to introduce that element into our culture, right? Sima ko jina baby me ye bibi afe no me ji sika ansa na ma yesa de ne de akere wo. Me de wo ko etire pa na ye de aba oni ate how we react to these things na say. Okay. And nothing a yembu artist yembu artist because baby ye free bano e me free will me pair na ma chuska. It's like basking. And yet unique to us all. Oba Brutia people bask. Oko New York City people bask there. In fact, a idea people obi crowd up or person ye so that a better part of the CV or an artist that any person will basket that my basket will New York City that me call train station na me born na man for chemiska and yes cannot know here in that case no but a appreciation amount for obi chemiska na so the all any effect and they want
that person has what he is doing
knowledge exactly. But in our case for Ghana no say oh yeah me fa na ma choose kama anya me fa and I say me fa mpona minis kampo send the one no na waben no obebo onyum na we na okofie said better than obedi dio say better than did ebedi dem phobia ho. And you know, people who took it on the road, no, when it became a paid job as in ye be concert, ye be kwako pay baby ni akwako she dan bim, ya jiji obi asika kakra ni aye ukotu di ekira ye budian kohweni because en she dan ye
I said be I said Jimmy being a woo Jimmy, they don't take you serious.
Sa pepe. Entina even oshe joking na ye can say oshe comedy na ye balance ni mo no say no more describing no. Yes, oh Jimmy. The earlier comedians that came, you can saying Santo and all these people. Oh, Aqua way there, Sabio. Oh, where they were Jimmy, because he's cracking a joke. Oh, Jimmy. But Jimmy joking is not Jimmy. Joking is comedy. It's not Jimmy. It's an art form, right? But
for someone to put words
together,
for someone to put words together, that was exciting you. It's not easy.
Exactly, right? But Okoko decided in chia ye shada ambu, entine ya shada embu artists, performers, show-based people. They say, almost shada a part of our fabric, you know, from right from the scratch. And sana yeba san the emphasis about you know, modern times yabe jatum. Okay, she say was show-based element, but you're planning a year, and it's not naturally part of us. This is why we are suffering.
What, Ras?
Yes.
Ras, this is what I want us to do. On Wednesday, there is a new review of the drive time. I want us to have how we see this creative, how we appreciate our people, as to how we treat people that make us laugh. How do we also see them when they are out of character? This is the topic I want us to discuss, and you will definitely be a guest on that show for me, in addition with Fantiman.
Okay, I'll be happy to do that. I'll be very happy to do that. And yes, so let's do that. Let's end it here. Man, they say if that's the case, that then many can't say in our I say you're saving it for a show, no, right? So that we'll have some material for your show.
Sir. Yes,
let's do that.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. Synergy from Studio 2, Ghana.
I said.
All right, so let's leave today's show. I have a special announcement for you. I don't know if it's a good or bad announcement, but time will tell. But today is the last show for this time slot. Today is the last day that we're going to have this show on this time slot. The show is going to move from Saturday, 4 p.m. Ghana time, 10 a.m. CST. It's going to change to a different date. Please keep yourself glued on our social media platforms for the new date. The new dates will be announced. The new dates, I should say, will be announced. Ye show no edifi Saturday, 4 p.m. Ghana time, 10 a.m. CST. No, ye if that time slot no edia ko baby fufro. The time that we will be sending it no will be announced on our social media platform. So please stay glued to the social media platforms for that. And with that, I want to say thank you very much for joining us. I want to drop one song from Fantiman Juju before we go. Maybe some of you have seen Fantiman Juju, but you haven't heard anything from him. As we bow out, let's enjoy this one from Fantiman Juju. And I wish I had a video to show you. But enjoy the sound right now.
I placed my eyes on you. I knew that you were the one, 'cause my heart kept skipping a beat. I was so pleased to call you baby. So if I could know your name, for perhaps to cross each other. We've been working at it, everything seems so fine. So I believed you, even when I was far away. Your friends came to betray you. I said no way until you told me you're sorry. You can't be the love of my life, so I should move on. Only if you knew how much I love you, you wouldn't deny me your love, for I showed you how much I cared. Only if you knew how much I love you, you wouldn't deny me your love, for I told you how and when. Only if you knew how much I love you, you didn't need a love, for I showed you how much I cared. Only if you knew how much I cared. But I'm gone. Oh.
Sound of Fantiman Juju. And in case you didn't know, Fantiman Juju is also responsible for this one. He is a solid sound engineer. He is actually the one who did the Where the Money Rhythm and also the peace song, the election song. Check this out. And on the heels of that, I would want to say thank you very much for checking in with us today. We are a little bit above the time for today. And we do also want to apologize for the hiccups with our guests. Our guests have sent in, Edudzi Tameklo did send in an apology for not making the interview. He is on an assignment for, he says, the sector minister. I'm not sure which sector is that. He's a lawyer, so maybe he's talking about the Attorney General. I'm not sure. But he sent in an apology saying that he is on an assignment and could not make it today. We will try and reschedule him for another day, probably on another topic. And we also apologize for not being able to bring you that interview with Peter Lanchene Toobu. We will also try to reschedule that. That is a subject I want to get to the bottom of. At least, if not to the bottom, at least find out more about it. And so we want to say thank you very much for checking in with us today. My name is Kwesi Isonbako, and I have been bringing you this show from Studio One in Texas, USA. My partner, Bismarck Apia Synergy, was in Studio 2, Kumasi. Thank you to the whole entire team. Abdul, thank you very much. Richard, Echo, Gehart, Justice, Ajenodia. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week with another show.